Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. In this video, I just want to focus on the short term here. We have initial evidence that a low could have been established, as I've mentioned in the last two videos or so. Since yesterday, I was actually quite positive about the low could be in because we reached the 100% extension of the initial decline here that happened between the 14th of March and the 20th of March. I was very clear about that. But that we still need to keep the door open for another low as long as we don't see a break above 65,428. And ideally, this break occurs in 5 waves. And that so far hasn't happened yet. So we still need to keep the door open for lower. But the initial resistance is now already broken. So that already is a positive signal. And I want to share with you what we now need to see in order to, basically confirm further that a low is in. And obviously, there are 2 counts here. First of all, what we need to understand is that the price broke out of this trend line. Now, I don't use trend lines a lot in my analysis, but we had 4 touch points here. So this is an initial signal. So that was at least a signal that the immediate downside structure breaks because the market has enough upside momentum to break above this trend line. And now we have rallied into the resistance area. The way this looks at the moment, it looks to me as if we want to break out. But obviously, we need to let the market tell us. And the analysis tells us exactly what we need to see in order to be able to confirm, have at least the first level of confirmation that a low has formed, in this case in the yellow count, which is an A wave, a B wave, a C wave, and the C wave now with yesterday's low formed obviously 5 waves. So obviously nobody has a crystal ball. So I shared with you, we have 2 counts. One still allows for lower lows, but in one, and that was new, the low could be in. And the low could actually be in with a decent bottoming structure. A, B, C, and the C wave and ending diagonal has enough waves. If that happens, that's always great because we don't always get all the waves that we want to the downside. But in the yellow count, we had them. And also the thing is it respected here the 100% extension level at 60,140. So because we now broke above the trend line and broke above the micro resistance I shared with you, at least I shared with you in the previous videos, 2 resistance areas. The first one is now broken. Well, that means at least we should trigger or we should check what now needs to happen in order to be more positive about price action. So I've highlighted it here in yellow. This is sort of this diagonal pattern I would really need to see. We had 3 waves up in wave 1, 3 waves down in wave 2, 3 waves up, but that can't be a 3rd wave. That's not long enough for a 3rd. This would be the 3rd. But because it's a diagonal pattern, it has to be because the wave 1 is a 3-wave move. The 3rd wave also needs to be a 3-wave move. And we probably completed wave A and B. And now we are in wave C, which could be nearly done. Could stretch a bit higher, but could be nearly done. Let me see what actually... Okay, it's done what it needs to do. I mean, what do I always say? 3rd wave needs to reach the 1.38 extension. So we've reached that, okay? 64,000. So what I'll do now, even though it could go a bit higher, which would then be 64,570, I will add a support area for wave 4. So what I'll do, I'll make that resistance area a bit smaller. We don't need the 50% fib level anymore. And I will add a support area for this 4th wave. If in any pullback now, the price stays above the B wave low, and specifically actually, holds the 61.8 fib level. Wait for orange. 61.8. So whatever happens now, this level ideally should hold. The thing is, because it's a diagonal, we have to. Sometimes they don't respect the fib level so well, but I can't really call it a 4th wave if we break below 62,100. So this would be the micro support area now, and then if we get one more high above the 3rd wave high, maybe it's finished. There's no evidence that the 3rd is finished. Looking at the internals also, we can calculate a target for wave C of 3 by using waves A and B. So let's just double check. It's also reached here the 100% extension. So the top could be in, I mean, the third, yeah? So if the fourth starts from here, and it could do, then the support area is between 63,380 and 62,100. Any sustained break below 62,100 indicates that white wave B topped, and we're coming down in wave C of 3 for one more low, probably into the region around 58K. Yeah, but until then, we can watch the micro support area now. Yeah, so it's basically, I'm still watching for one more low, but that upside momentum definitely means that we can now be, let's say, fairly neutral about it. It's a bit in no man's land now because we have a broken initial break above micro resistance, but not 5 waves up yet. So from an analysis point of view, this means, okay, we are watching it, but can't confirm the low is in place yet. But if we get the 5 waves up, as shown in yellow, then I will add the support area, the next support area for the ABC pullback, and then we can call that a 1-2 setup. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.